Hello to the pupils of Rudiments 2020 and to all your parents and guardians. I'd like to thank Mr. Murphy for inviting me to talk to you for your celebration and prize giving with a difference. My name is Mary Flanagan and I was part of RUDS 2009. During my time at SMH in Figures and RUDS, I was a day pupil, but it was a hard task to get me to go home. I was known for my love of drama and my love of English, and could often be found rehearsing in the Centenary's Theatre or reading in the Tolkien Library. I was also known for my lack of enthusiasm and finesse as a sportswoman. I sang in all the available choirs and became an expert at pretending to play my violin during orchestra. My exploits at SMH and the encouragement I received there have directed my path a great deal, sometimes very obviously, other times in unconscious and unexpected ways. I never lost my love of theatre or of books. I attended Trinity Hall, Cambridge to read English, and in September I'll be joining the staff of another boarding school as a graduate assistant in the drama department. I eventually found a love of sport during my time at Stonyhurst and still regularly play netball. It's safe to say that Stonyhurst has left a profound mark on me, and St Mary's Hall is where that all began. The end of RUDS is a peculiar time. Instead of just the end of another school year, you've reached the end of an important era, one where you are valued most for your experience, your leadership, and the example you set to others. Next, you begin another era, one of broader horizons, where you shift from being the oldest in the school to among the younger years again. Though now that may seem daunting, the next few years are your greatest opportunity for learning and growth. And as you grow, the world around you will grow with you. And you'll find there are so many more questions, but you do not have to have all the answers now. You have your youth and a great deal of time to find them out. I also hope you'll discover there is a certain beauty in not knowing. As well as all you'll learn in your studies over the next 5 years, take some time to learn what sets you on fire. What makes you happy? What dissatisfies or drives you? What will you pursue or what will you seek to change? More than anything else, you have so much to discover about yourselves. Imagine looking at the you from 5 years from now, at the end of your rhetoric year. That person will look a lot like you, older and probably taller, but they'll be different in ways you can't imagine. Every goal they've achieved, every limit they've tested, every mistake they've made will have taught them something new about themselves. But you'll recognise in them the good values and practices that have been instilled in you here at SMH. Who knows where those 18-year-olds will go on to next, or which pockets of the world they'll brighten. They start with you here at this time, and you don't need to focus on the destination now. You need only think about the fulfillment and the fun you'll find on your way. You have far more ahead of you than you have behind, and I hope you'll let that thought excite you. I want to take a minute to address the girls of Rudiments, given that this year marks 20 years since Stonyhurst became co-educational and granted girls a place amongst its pupils. By this point in your lives, receiving an education may seem nothing out of the ordinary. 20 years is a landmark, but not as long a time as it sounds. In the grand scheme of things, and against a backdrop of history that didn't always want girls to be educated, there is something wonderfully defiant about your daily existence in your school. Never dismiss your going to school each day or completing your work from home as unimportant. In my eyes, you are part of an ongoing rebellion, even without meaning to be. That is just by receiving your education. By embracing that education and really using it, just think what you could do. Similarly, RUDS boys, through your friendship and cooperation with the girls in your year group, in class and outside of it, in any way you help build and protect an environment that is for everyone, you are part of progress too. As you all mature together, learn to celebrate and embrace sharing the space for your education. Not too long ago, you wouldn't have had the chance to. As St Mary's Hall pupils, you are encouraged to strive for the qualities outlined by the Jesuit pupil profile. Each virtue is significant, but I'd like to expand on just a few. Going forward on your journey, be active. Engage with the world beyond yourself. Use your voice for others. Be intentional. Make choices based on who you are and based on who you want to be. You don't have to follow the crowd, for if you are true to yourself and your growing values, crowds will form around you. And even if the crowd is small, it will be made up of people who really love and value you. Beyond anything, be hopeful. You have been living through a strange and difficult time. Let it teach you to find gratitude in everything you have. Let it teach you to learn from adversity and seize joy with both hands. Let it show you that the time for learning has never passed. St. Mary's Hall and Stonyhurst at large is a special place, but it's not because of its beautiful buildings or its rich and fascinating history, though they definitely add a certain magic. While its past remains part of the fabric of the school, it's rather its present that makes it what it is. This school is its pupils, and Rudiment students lead from the front, setting the example of bringing St. Mary's Hall values and ethos wherever you go. This year, that has been you. I deliver this address not just to a group of pupils, but to the essence of St. Mary's Hall, embodied in each of you as individuals, and even more so together. And as you prepare to move on to the college, or perhaps some of you to other secondary schools, be reassured that SMH will carry on without you, but know it will have forever changed because of you.